Welcome to Vator Box. I'm Bambi Francisco, and with me, as always, is Ezra Roizen, digital media investment banker, as well as our Vator Box regular. And this week, we're joined by Brian Asher once again. He's a venture capitalist over at Venrock. Brian, thanks again for joining us.
Great to be here, Bambi. Thanks.
Okay, this time we're going to look at Lyric Find, and this is an interesting company. It's been around since 2000, and this is a company that basically aggregates lyrics. I think they have about 800,000 lyrics, and they actually license that across some popular services like Last.fm. So let's listen to the pitch from Lyric Find.
Hi, I'm Daryl Valentine, the founder and CEO of Lyric Find. And what Lyric Find does is aggregate the rights for the use of song lyrics online. We've done deals with over 1,900 music publishers to allow us to power lyric services on websites, digital music services, mobile services, devices, and pretty much everywhere else you can think of to use song lyrics online. Our clients are people like Rhapsody, Last.fm, Lyrics.com, Shazam, Cox Radio, and et cetera, et cetera. We've done licensing deals that allow us to integrate into websites, subscription services, mobile devices. We can do downloads of lyrics.
Database company of lyrics?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you look at sort of the performance envelope of this business, and I would say the first comp I would go to would be Gracenote and see what were the dynamics that worked, what were they able to charge, how does Gracenote work. Gracenote has a more ubiquitous requirement than I think Lyrics does, so I think the question is, it's some derivative of that, probably not higher is the performance envelope. So I think they were sold for like $300 million to Sony a year ago. So Gracenote being the most likely comparable with a slightly different requirement here, because these guys maybe have a little bit broader reach in some way because of the people want to use lyrics, but that's to me a sort of a framing.
Yeah, I agree, and you're right though. Gracenote was a critical component or a service like theirs in any online music service where consumers are going to be ripping CDs because you're not going to enter in the track titles, etc. on your own. So, and they had some real technology there. The other thing they had in their business model, which I'd really encourage Lyric Find to try and orchestrate, is a network effect. Gracenote got better and better the more people used it because the system learned. Lyric Find, I'm not sure if that's the case, and in fact they compete with a lot of just hobbyist sites out there where folks listen to songs and upload the lyrics, and I think it's something that kids and teens have done forever, kind of like making a mixtape. And so,
but is there accuracy in there when you have some people just uploading? I've looked up songs before on Google, and a lot of them are wrong.
Well, this could easily be done as a Wikipedia-like model,
I think that they could do that.
Where if it's wrong, the crowd will fix it. But I think that's going to cap the ultimate margins in a business like this, is the fact that there are plenty of substitute places out there. His pitch seems to be, we've done it legally, we've got the licenses, you can license from us and rest assured you won't get sued. And I'm not sure what the legality is of a random consumer hearing a song and uploading the lyrics. And
then on the monetization side, if they're not the destination, which is getting all the transient people Googling lyrics. So I Google lyrics, and that to me is the workflow. Someone Googles lyrics, and then they find the lyrics, and maybe they either get an ad impression or they buy something from that, or they listen to the song. So I mean, you got to figure out how exactly that model works. But if they're simply just licensing content to other providers, how many providers are there, and how much money are they going to make on that? Because it's going to be some significant reduction from the resulting revenue from those searches, which probably isn't massive. So you have to figure out how you make that. What if
they had 75% of all the songs out there?
It seems like more like an SEO play. I mean, what I would do is take that and create the yeehaw of songs, and then connect to other stuff and try and sell stuff through it. I mean, it's content.
I'm glad you brought up SEO. Did you find these guys? I looked for them. They were not on the first 3 pages of Google.
I did not find them.
Simple search on lyrics.
Okay, that's not good.
Not good when you're.
That's not their
model. However, if you
so
type
maybe
in like Wooly Bully,
saying that is maybe they should consider that model, as I believe they're going to go out and try to raise some venture funding.
For B2B, your potential licensees need to be able to find you too. So
that's a problem.
Okay, so they've got to fix their SEO. How can they go about doing that?
Cross-linking to other stuff.
They don't have a very deep site, so that might be a reason.
One of the reasons.
Because it's B2B, I think they've said, it's basically a splash page. Call us if you need lyrics on your site.
Okay.
They could, and the rest of it is kind of behind behind some password protected thing, which also isn't great for SEO. So they might think about a consumer offering to figure out how better to serve their ultimate customers, find other money-making opportunities, and it would also increase SEO and just brand awareness.
Yeah. That's what the advice that you'd give them if you had if they sat down with you asking for $2 or $3 million.
That, and I just need to understand the economics better.
Yeah.
Without knowing what their pricing is and what they have to pay to get the rights, it's tough to comment and offer advice.
Yeah.
I mean, to me though, I think if they have 800,000 songs, that's an engine that should produce some amount of search-based traffic. Should.
Yeah.
So I think the question is, can they get themselves indexed to a place? And if they're the trusted source of that content, that should translate to a relatively high page rank. They should do well. I mean, there should be things they can do to create transient traffic that then can be commercialized in some way. You know, that to me seems like a model with this content engine, and then some amount of licensing. But I think the upside potentially could be on direct-to-consumer versus just a content provider.
You know what I was wondering? The sheet music business is actually a pretty interesting one because there's real money to be made there. People pay for legal sheet music. Now, I would think that when one of those sites would be in a better position to use free lyrics as the hook to get you in, and then musicians would pay for the actual music itself.
Right.
So there's some relation there that potentially could be explored.
Wow, a lot of good stuff for him to think about anyway, to chew on. So
well, at least we think so.
At least you guys think so. Okay, for Liquid Scenarios Minute, let's take a look at possible exit scenarios for Lyric Find, which Liquid Scenarios believes raised about $50,000. So not much money, but is in the process of raising its first venture round. So acquisition-related analogs in the space include IMDb, acquired in 1998 by Amazon as part of a 3-company purchase totaling $55 million. All Media Guide Holdings, acquired by Macrovision less than a year ago for $82 million, and at the high end of the spectrum, Gracenote, acquired by Sony in 2008 for $260 million. A key venture-funded company in the space is SoundFlavor, which has also been around for a while, receiving an angel round of $2 million in January of 2003 and a Series A of $3.8 million in December of 2005. SoundFlavor has a strong management team with a history of successful ventures and exits behind them. Lyric Find's history, however, in the space is longer, originally founded in 2000. Its cost structure is leaner. This is consistent with successful exits in the space, such as IMDb. Over that 8-year period, the founder has navigated agreements with major labels, industry associations, and a growing collection of top-tier licensees. If Lyric Find can limit its raise to $2 million in angel funding at a $4 million to $6 million pre-money valuation, the founder can exit with 7 digits, and seed investors will average a 5x result if the company sells for $20 million. That's the Liquid Scenarios Minute. Okay, so that's the question: should they even raise $2 million, and can they do it for 4 to 5?
I like the targeting of a $20 million exit versus a $1 billion exit, and working backwards from there, because it seems like it's a there's value here. There's something that could be done. They could get a $5 million revenue company. They could make something reasonable happen. I don't think this is a $1 billion exit. So if they can do it in sort of low millions, $1 million or $2 million, and make a nice little business out of it, then someone will buy it. Because I think that lyrics is obviously something useful. So I like that approach.
Yeah, I agree. This may not be a big venture deal. They've bootstrapped it for a great number of years, and I'm not sure what their growth rate is, but if they could find even a modest exit, they should make a lot of money, as long as, you know, raising venture is going to increase the expectations considerably. So I'd consider it carefully. That may not be for this company.
Yeah, and there are angel networks out there that are willing to put a lot less in for a lot less of the company, and are willing to focus on a $20 million exit. That would be a home run for them. So you should target those.
Yeah, and I think music. I think music is everybody's. MySpace music, and music is something that everybody's excited about. And we saw BuzzNet a few weeks ago now, and I think that there's plenty of outlets for lyrics. Now the trick becomes, how do they get some great BD people? I would open up the content and get some great BD people, and that's it doesn't seem like that should cost huge amounts of money.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great advice for Lyric Find. Ezra, thanks as always for your insight, and Brian, can't tell you how appreciative I am for coming for the 4th week in a row. This is great. Thank you, Brian. Thanks, Ezra. You've been watching Vator Box. I'm Bambi Francisco. We'll see you next time on Vator TV.